Oh, right there.
Yeah, but maybe.
I don't know, Seth. Okay. According to oral tradition, it's reported that in 1885, Louis Riel, a Métis leader, said, "In 7 generations, it will be the artist who will be the spokesman for the Indian people." This is a crucial quote in order to understand the importance of Aboriginal culture and how visual arts can be intertwined together in order to preserve a culture. Okay, Bonjour, welcome to Walpole Island First Nations. This is a visual arts class for grades 7 and 8. There's actually 3 classes that will be coming in through here doing a variety of artwork, all right, to show the principles of design and the elements of design in their creations. Each one of the students in their media art class went and did a beautiful PowerPoint presentation looking at the elements of design, but looking at it through First Nations eyes. Who is that artist, Leah?
Benjamin Chichi.
That's right. Benjamin Chichi was a well-known artist. He's an excellent resource that you could look at. You could read books. You could go on YouTube, and there's a Benjamin Chichi memorial of his artwork and his life. Did he go to any formal art school? No, he didn't, all right? He was self-taught. He had that desire. He had that connection that he wanted to make with other First Nations people across Canada. If you look at the history of Native art in Canada, they are our first artists. They recorded their history, their culture on petroglyphs, rock paintings, on pottery. They've made toys. This was before Europeans actually came into Canada and North America. For proportion here, we've got Daphne Ojig. Now, Daphne Ojig is another famous artist, all right? And I like this one in terms of proportion because of the different sizes, all right? That's what proportion is all about. One of my favorites, another one, is Balance. Alex Janvier, a very important artist. He has an art gallery in Alberta, all right? An older gentleman that some of you looked at. This is called Morning Star. And if you looked at it, all of these different colors and lines and everything was carefully chosen to show that balance in life. It shows the history of Native people. It goes from the beginning here, all right? So choosing different colors down here, this would be a very turbulent time for First Nations people, all right? This was a time of residential schools. It was a time of the Indian Age. It was a time of the government telling First Nations people what to do, all right? Out of that, however, there's now a rebirth that's going on in First Nations, all right? The rebirth, that is the sense of pride, that Native pride that people have. As teachers, our main mandate is to follow the Ontario Curriculum in Visual Arts, and it is a rich document. The revised edition provides opportunities that go beyond the previous document. So while it's looking at those basic skills in visual arts, those things that we need to talk about as teachers, yes, they're there. We have to do that. But how do you make it come alive from pages that are in black and white?
The fingers, you cut strips, but you have to cut them in half. It depends on how long your fingers are. And you just lay them on top, and you have to smooth them out. And right now I can't move these 2 fingers because it's kind of hard.
Fold them up like that.
Yeah, we just hold it like that. I want to dangle a bear paw. Like, cut out a bear paw and then
Because that's his clan.
a heat gun and then just let it dangle from my chicken.
I think one of the most important things in any visual arts program is to try to get the community involved in your classroom. I know it can be challenging at times, but if you ask any other particular person that is out in the community will become known to you quite quickly if you ask your students.
I do the 7 grandfather teachings in grade 3 and 4. Plus, I do a lot of this, like different teachers in different grades will ask me if I can do a craft in their classroom. And I've taught grade 2s and 3s how to loom bead. So the teachers are really excited about that. But to me, this is something that I would like to do when I retire. You know, to just come in and be available to do whatever, because there's a lot of need for it. So to me, you know, it's a passion for me to do things like this, to, you know, just sit here and, you know, watch these kids work and be creative.
So it's up to us as educators to bring that resource, that important resource, into your classroom so that it could supplement the curriculum guidelines, to make it feel more personal so that they can attach any of their projects and designs that they're going to create. The wealth of oral traditions, the wealth of people coming in to explain their craft is something that is invaluable. It is something that your students will always remember. It'll be something that they will hold dear to them, especially if out of this visit from this community member, they make something, or if they hear something that strikes a chord with them that down the line that might have an impact on their future career, on their social life, on their path that they're going to make in Mother Earth, to determine which way they are going. We're gonna do a native language quilt. After we do our panels with the native language and with our drawings, we're going to sew it up together, and we're gonna get June to come into school and show us how she professionally sews the quilt together with the backing, and how she sews the outside and further decorates it so that we can be proud of our native language. So we're going to take our white fabric, which I got at Goodwill for nothing because I'm a teacher. So I'm going to dip it in water like we've done before, all right, just to get it wet a little bit. You take your elastic bands. You'll sort of wrap it up like a magician kind of thing. Take your elastics, wrap it around a number of times so it's nice and tight. Choose another section on the feather then. And you keep adding your elastic bands in order to make your design interesting. You could use one, all right? You could use one big magic trick. And then once you're done all of your elastic bands, you carefully drop it into the dye bath, all right? And we'll take it out in about 5 or 10 minutes, like it's that quick. And then we'll undo the elastic bands. So here are the panels. Once you're finished with the elastic bands, you can come up here, choose the color that you like, get your drawing that should be in your sketchbook, use the magic paper or use your pencil and draw that image onto your square. Yeah, remember the words are going to have to go on there, all right? We are going to transfer the words onto your tie-dye square. So make sure you leave me some space. So Tony, what animal are you doing for your tie-dye quilt?
Puppy.
A puppy. And do you know the native word for puppy?
Numushens.
Say it again.
Numushens.
Numushens.
Yeah.
Numushens. Yep, so now you're going to outline it in your black Sharpie marker. See how that works? Each one of them will give you advice, will sort of direct you, will guide you. We are just foremen. We're just people that sort of facilitate the process. We help the students understand the process so that they can be involved in it. The creative process can be, you can enter it at any stage you want. You can enter it at the sort of the research stage of looking at something, or you could just present them saying, okay, here's some paint, here's some feathers, here's some leather, here's a variety of resources here. Use that and try to give me something that you could be proud of. The one thing about the medicine wheel is the fact that it is tied directly to the 7 grandfather teachings, all right? Where have you heard about the 7 grandfather teachings? Who's explained those belief systems to you?
My father.
Your father. And what has your father done to make it personal to you?
I don't know. He'll talk about things that he got from my grandfather.
That he got from his grandfather. So his stories then are being passed down to you. And what will you do with those stories?
Tell my children.
Tell your children. Do you understand where this is going, all right? This is going that these traditional beliefs then are passed down from generation to generation. So today's class in art, we're going to look at the medicine wheel through string art. Position the medicine wheel or circle in math, all right? White will be at the top, right? So we position it, we just tape it down, and then we start nailing, all right? And there's really not a lot of nails to this particular pattern. Mother's Day is coming up, all right? So this is a perfect Mother's Day gift, all right? Something that will last forever, and they will cherish it. You're going to give your mom that. Good. There you go. So the symbols that we've touched upon today, the feather with the tie-dye feather, or with the medicine wheel that I can easily relate to math, these are all important symbols for First Nation students where they can grab on, attach themselves to, and express themselves.